Okay, good evening. My name is Charlton D'Souza. I'm here with my colleague Jack Narenberg. He's our Vice President of Passengers United. We are honored to be here today with all of you here at this rally. We have a lot of organizers who are obviously stuck on the subway thanks to the money-taking authority or monopoly totalitarian authority running late. That's MTA for you. But we do have some members of Community Board 1 who I want to introduce who have passed a resolution, their board, and they're going to read a resolution on OMNY that their board has passed, and they have permission from their board to do this. And
it's basically centered around this community, but it probably applies to many other community boards, but we're just talking about like Community Board 1.
That's fine. So what I'm going to need you to do when you come up, you're going to spell your full name and say it for them. And
my name is Mitchell Froman, M-I-T-C-H-E-double-L. F is in Frank, R-O-H-M-A-N. I'm a member of Community Board 1. I'm not the chairperson. That person is traveling, so we're just helping out. And this is from the Quality of Life Committee concerning Community Board 1, which is basically from Canal Street, west Lower Manhattan, all the way down to the end. So, it might get a little tedious, but basically, the MTA advises, whereas the MTA advises that there are now fewer OMNY vending machines and sometimes none in many locations compared to the MetroCard vending machines at each subway station previously, and OMNY cards may be purchased or reloaded at these vending machines and participating retailers. And while physical OMNY cards and vending machines remain particularly important for riders who can only pay with cash or either lack a bank account, a contactless bank account or smartphone, they have limited internet access or require in-person assistance. Basically, for people with credit cards, the system works perfectly. But for people that are not banked or tourists, or people that don't have credit cards, they need to use the cash machines. While OMNY vending machines also allow riders to purchase or reload cards and review their balance without creating an online account, but it does not identify the progress towards the 7-day fare cap to potentially actualize fare savings. The price of an OMNY card from a participating retailer is 5 times more costly, $5 versus $1 from an OMNY vending machine, and participating OMNY retailers only sell OMNY cards and add front value, but do not provide the remaining balance information nor provide information on the progress towards the 7-day fare cap that so many fare riders and senior fare riders need. And many participating OMNY retailers are not open for business 24 hours, 7 days a week, so it's highly important for there to be at least a vending machine in every station. Whereas before the full transition to OMNY, and this is specifically dealing with Community Board 1, there were 3 vending machines available at the Chambers Street location, at the Chambers Street and Church, the namesake location. Chambers Street is a large, about 4 blocks long. And at the Chambers Street location of the Chambers Street A train, the 3 MetroCard machines were removed. They were never replaced. And now there are no OMNY vending machines currently located at Chambers Street, Warren Street, or Murray Street. The nearest one is 4 blocks away at Park Place. The closest OMNY vending machine, as I mentioned, is at the Park Place World Trade Center, and if that one goes out, you have to walk a distance to, which then may be especially burdensome for seniors, people with disabilities, adults traveling with children, late night riders due to concerns of going through like a long tunnel, dark at night, and visitors unfamiliar with the station complex, and riders who reach the mezzanine level going down a few flights of stairs to realize there's no OMNY machine. Manhattan Community Board 1 supports having an OMNY machine wherever there was a MetroCard machine, but recognizes that a one-for-one replacement of every form of MetroCard vending machine may take some time, but believes that at the least the location of OMNY vending machines within subway stations or station complexes should reflect the needs of riders using distant entrances and have another OMNY vending machine available nearby when a vending machine is out of service. Therefore, be it resolved, Manhattan Community Board 1 requests that the MTA evaluate OMNY vending machines accessed throughout the Chambers Street, Park Place, World Trade Center Station Complex and at a minimum install additional machines at the Chambers Street A and C station entrance, which is at Chambers and Church, where there were previously 3 MetroCard machines. Be it further resolved, and this is the last one, Manhattan Community Board 1 encourages the MTA to improve the information available to all OMNY users, including automatic notice of OMNY card balances and the progress towards the 7-day fare cap eligibility at the turnstile and on the buses, where now it just says go, but you have no idea where you are in the progress. And it should also consider the distance between station entrances signage to alternative machines during outages and to provide clear signage to the nearest station's vending machine. This info was present with the MetroCard, and what we asked for is the OMNY card should include everything that was already in place with the MetroCard while adding the new good features that it has. Thank you very much, and I was instructed to say, for any questions from the media or the press, please contact the Community Board 1 office. The number is ready and available online. Thank you so much, and thank you, Charlton, for presenting this.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Would any of you like to say anything? Okay. So I'm going to bring up next my colleague Jack Narenberg. He's our vice president, and Jack has done so much work putting this all together for us. So I really want to give a big round of applause to Jack Narenberg. He's been burning the midnight oil with me putting this together. Come on up, Jack. Watch your step here, guys.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for...
Can I just raise this?
yeah, of course.
You got some tight on.
Thank you so much. Is that good? Is that good?
The Oscars, he does it all.
Yes.
We never know which muscle you need to work until they're here.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Jack Nierenberg. The spelling of my name is J as in Jaguar, A as in Alpha, C as in Charlie, K as in Kite. My last name is Nierenberg. That's N as in November, I as in India, E as in Echo, R as in Romeo, E as in Echo, N as in November, B as in Bravo, E as in Echo, R as in Romeo, G as in Golf. I'm the Vice President of Passengers United. I'm so grateful for everyone who came today to join us, everyone who's been spreading the word on social media, elevating everyday riders' experiences and very much warranted concerns about OMNY, their experiences getting overcharged, boarding buses, going through the turnstiles. It's just gotten to a point where it's just spiraled out of control. And when the machines break down, there's no guarantee that a fare inspector with the MTA's new fare policy is not going to target passengers on board buses, only for them to get summoned and then be directed to an obscure location in Brooklyn where they must go in person to get this case resolved. There's nothing online, no remote options for anyone to resolve these issues. It's like the MTA is trying to profit off of this. It's a predatory practice, and it needs to end immediately. This fare policy is not working for anyone. It's taking advantage of those who don't have the means to use a smartphone, use a mobile device, use a contactless bank card. And for those who are forced to use physical cards or prefer using physical cards because they don't have the means, because they have other needs, especially older adults, people with disabilities, other people who are undocumented as well, who don't have the same convenience of being able to tap on their phone or their contactless card, who now don't have a means to get access to refill their card, which they have to pay an exorbitant amount for anyway just to even get the card in the first place, and then only to find out that the nearest retailer. And keep in mind, yes, the lack of OMNY machines in subway stations in Manhattan is a big issue. Think about what that means for people who don't have access to a subway station, who don't have access to a way to refill their card 24/7, a way to even check how much is on their card, because the reader does not even display that, and that's an easy software fix. And Cubic is a multinational company that has the means to provide this fix immediately. They're a multinational company. They provide these fare services to transit systems all over the world, and those systems have displays where you can see how much you have left on your card. How hard is that to actually get implemented? It doesn't take 2 years. And no, to the PCAC, who told us that it will take at least a year to get that implemented, give me a break. It's a software issue. This is an easy fix, and we're calling on the MTA and Cubic to make these easy fixes and prioritize them, because people are suffering now. We can't afford any more of this. We can't afford OMNY more of this. It is an absolute issue, yes. It is a problem, and we cannot take any more of it. And I want to address another problem when it comes to those who are undocumented, those who may be targeted by the federal government as well. Given the recent partnership between Cubic and Palantir, which provides specialized software for immigrations enforcement officers, there's no guarantee because of this partnership between Cubic and Palantir. Palantir is the company behind the software for ICE agents, specifically to track down people. There's no guarantee that the data that Cubic has and Cubic is storing in its system is actually secure. So what we're also calling on Cubic to do, and for the Attorney General, for the New York State Comptroller, for all these decision makers, to give us some peace of mind about where this data is being collected and where these data are being stored, and that they're not being used for this predatory use and heinous use. So we're calling on our elected officials, we're calling on Attorney General Tish to please step up, speak up for everyone on the ground. You pride yourself on providing a voice for everyday people. Please use it and actually act now. Thank you.
Okay, so now we're going to use the megaphones and we're going to speak, all right? We're going to turn our backs, I guess in this way, right? Towards the Attorney General. Let's do that. If y'all want to get your camera angles ready, get out of the camera positions way. Let's do it. All right. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. All right. So, all right. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? Now. We want OMNY fixed now. Attorney General Letitia James, this is an embarrassment. Undocumented people are getting stopped by fare inspectors because the OMNY machines are broken. This has been going on for the last 5 years, and you've done absolutely nothing. That is a damn shame. People deserve better in New York State. Okay, it's not fair for law enforcement to be making arrests when 3 machines, the only 3 machines in the subway station were broken. We deserve better.
We need transparency immediately about where our data are being stored from OMNY. Where are they being stored? Does Palantir have any access to it? Palantir provides dedicated software for ICE agents to provide targeted enforcement and targeted operations against everyday people and against some of our most vulnerable in New York City. We need assurance that our data are not being used for this predatory use.
Why is it that the Attorney General has not contacted us and refused to meet with us? Why is that? There needs to be an investigation, a federal probe into what's going on. Why is it that the MP picked a company that has a defense contract with Palantir, and again, a lot of people are being intercepted. We don't know if that information is being shared with ICE Customs Enforcement. Again, a lot of people in our undocumented community right now are going through a lot, and they should be safe when using the subway. They should not have to fear that somebody is tracking them or tracking their bank card when they go through the MTA system. Right. And fare inspectors need to be able to determine if, the machine was broken. Right now, they don't have the ability to do that, and that's why a lot of people are getting summonses.
also let the MTA know that if there's a fare machine that's defective on a bus and there's no other way to pay, that the fare inspectors need to use common sense and do their actual due diligence and actually make sure that they're not going after these people and targeting customers who don't have any other way to pay. And the MTA, let's say people do get summoned, there need to be other options to pay and dispute that, other than going to an obscure location in Brooklyn and having to go in person, taking time out of time that you would have been working and getting paid. It seems as if this is the MTA's goal, and this is a means that the MTA is using to raise revenue. It is not working, and it is inequitable, it is disgusting, it needs to stop.
And we are demanding that the state comptroller and all of our elected officials in the state assembly and state senate demand an investigation of OMNY, an investigation into the MTA as to how this contract got approved in the first place. MTA's own employees and retirees are having issues with OMNY. Why is that? I'm the president of Passengers United, and I've had issues with my OMNY card. I've been charged $6 for rides that I thought were covered by free transfers. That is wrong. We demand an investigation. Letitia James, come downstairs and get out of your office and ride the subway system. Interact with the public. Why don't you come down, get out of your SUV, and ride the subway bus system like a normal passenger without your security detail, and see how conditions are down there. It's not right, Letitia James. You have a responsibility.
And it's a great opportunity for you to go against big money. This is a pretty clear opportunity for you. Madam Attorney General, please, we're begging you.
And also, with the Queen's bus redesign and with all the bus redesigns, the MTA board promised us that customers would be entitled to an additional transfer. But guess what? When the fare went up to $3 in January, that was taken away. And now, for instance, where I live in Belmont Racetrack, I live in Southeast Queens, in Queens Village. If I take the 282 bus and I get on the 2110 bus, that covers one fare. And then if I get on the E-train in Jamaica Center, that's a second fare. That is unacceptable. Unacceptable that the MTA is expecting us to pay $12 a day to travel in 2 fare zones. That is ridiculous. And we deserve better. And the Attorney General, Letitia James, you need to demand that the MTA reinstate those transfers. We want our limited OMNY cards back. You know, fare capping works for some people, but people need options. The reason why fare evasion is out of control is because people don't see the value. They're not getting the unlimited. The MTA took away the 7-day unlimited, the 30-day unlimited. That is not right, and people are getting overcharged. Fare capping is not working. Why is it that people have a $3 red balance? When they go to refill their $35 for their fare capping, it's deducted, and they only end up having $29. Because when you get on a bus, you tap, and the bus driver says you have no money on your card, you get off the bus, and then when you go to refill your card, you have a negative $3 balance. That was not explained to the general public when they did the fare increases last year. And where was Riders Alliance? Where was Mayor Mamdani? Where were all these so-called advocates? They were nowhere to be found. I know I and my team and many other people attended the fare increase hearings in August, but they were nowhere to be found. And everyone talks about free buses. Okay, why is the mayor not here speaking up to get our transfers back and our basic rights?
Which we were promised, by the way. We were promised by the MTA that we would get those free transfers. Last year, when they put out the promotional transfer policy, they said that they would have had this set by now. Now, come this past January, the fare went up, and all those promotional benefits and all those benefits from that transfer policy are gone, and no indication of where those free transfer routes that we were promised, by the way, are actually in the system. And it's very clear that the MTA did not do their due legislation, and unfortunately now with the changes that Trump made, we don't have those protections anymore against disproportionate burdens and disparate impacts. So where are you, Letitia James, to enforce this?
Okay, now guys, let's do a round walk. We're gonna do like a round walk here. Just watch the wire. Yeah. You can't do it over there. Yeah, we'll just walk up to the signs. I'm sure a lot of people got lost over there. That's not our fault, guys. We did the best we could to promote Twitter. Yeah. Okay, ready? So just watch the wire, everyone, okay? Alright. Let's go. You want to lead, or how you want to move back, or? Okay, we're fine. Yeah, okay. Alright. What do we want? Justice. When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want? Omni accountability.
Yes.
Omni accountability. When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Omni accountability.
When do we want it?
Now.
We want Cubic investigated. When do we want it?
Now.
Jano Labor, we want you to resign. When do we want it?
Now.
Jano Labor, we want you to resign. When do we want it?
Now.
All right. So, now we're going to read some of the signs. MTA, more trouble ahead. MTA, more trouble ahead.
MTA, more trouble ahead.
Cubic, Palantir, with ice.
Cubic, Palantir, ice.
MTA, monopoly, totalitarian authority. I know. Restore monthly unlimited rides. Fix Omni.
Yeah, restore monthly unlimited rides.
And I have a message for Letitia James. She thinks because we had low turnout today that this is over. This is not over, Letitia James. We're coming back, and I don't care if we're a charity. We're doing the right thing here. All the other nonprofits are silent because they're getting money from Cubic, which is disgusting. And I promise you, we are going to fight. We're going to do our lot, and we are going to sue Omni, and we are going to sue Cubic. What is going on right now is an utter outrage. And I urge all New Yorkers to demand that the Attorney General improve the website, that right now, if you want to call the Attorney General's hotline and you put in a complaint, you literally have to go through a whole step process. There is no form for Omni. There is no place on the website for Omni. That needs to change. So what do we want? Justice. When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want? Omni accountability.
Right. Yeah.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Omni accountability.
When do we want it?
Now.
Okay. We got the power.
We got the power.
We got the power.
We got the power.
There you go. We got to get the slogans better. So
Who's got the power?
we got the power.
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 Show me what accountability looks like.
This is what
This
accountability
is what accountability looks
There
like.
you go. Show me what accountability looks like.
This is what accountability looks like.
Show me what accountability looks like.
This is what accountability looks like.
Show me what accountability looks like.
This is what accountability looks like. So why is it that Riders Alliance, which is a non-profit, and they became a 501c4 and they were a 501c3, why is it that they got money for Cubic? Isn't that weird? And then they were endorsing candidates for an election. Isn't that weird? And where is the Charities Bureau in investigating that? Why isn't that being investigated? I think that's not right for all the nonprofits that are working hard and out there going to all the meetings and doing the work. We literally have $500 to our name in our bank account. That is all we have at Passengers United. And we have done more for New Yorkers than all these nonprofits like Transportation Alternatives, which is a fraud, Riders Alliance, which is a fraud, and Open Plans. And they all need to be exposed. And let me tell you something, the tide is turning. New Yorkers are getting disgusted, slowly by slowly. And again, this is an election year, so I would tell people, do what you have to do when you go to vote. But again, we're not happy with this. We will be protesting. I knew this was going to be a long journey to get to this point, but we're going to keep protesting. We're going to be visiting elected officials' offices, and we're not going to tell the NYPD where we're going to be, when we're going to be there. I respect the NYPD. I love them. I appreciate them. But at the same time, there's so much crime going on in the city where they're desperately needed. So we don't want to use up and waste any resources. But at the same time, guys, imagine if these officers are investigating Cubic or Omni, where the fraud is really taking place. It's sad that we don't have enough investigators to investigate fraud and corruption. That's the sad irony. And there's a lot of that going on in our government right now. Where is the accountability? And so I urge all New Yorkers, being that this is an election year, all of you need to come out and protest. Don't let it slide, people. When you go to the polls, you know what you got to do. You got to look at the candidate, analyze the candidates, and see what's going on. Okay? Because this is why New York State, right now, this is why our fares are going up. This is why there's no accountability. And what people don't know is the MTA board is appointed by elected officials, state assembly, state senate, and in 2008, the MTA, Metropolitan Transportation Authority, was the 5th largest debitor in the United States. Think about that for a second. 5th largest debitor in the world, I should say, I'm sorry. So yeah, that should tell everyone what they need to know. We have congestion pricing, which is another scam. People are being forced to pay a toll. So again, the MTA is the monopoly, totalitarian authority ripping people off. That's all it is. It's just the money. The more money you give it, the more money it'll keep screwing you over. That's the MTA for you. Money thrown away. But we need to start demanding accountability from the other nonprofits that are doing nothing and that are part of the corruption scams that are going on. When I started Passengers United, when we built Passengers United, I was determined to go after the corruption in New York State with the MTA, and people said that I was crazy for doing that. But you know what? That's what nonprofits do. They work for the poor. They work for the people that cannot defend themselves. Exactly. That is what a nonprofit does. So Letitia James, if you're upset that I'm out here protesting outside the Charities Bureau, too bad. You know what? We're going to keep coming back because that's what a nonprofit does. What you need to do is go after all these other nonprofits that are ripping off the system. They're hanging out with elected officials. They're getting kickbacks, money under the table. That crap needs to end. We need a fair system. The rules should apply to everyone. If we follow the laws and we follow the rules, same rules should apply for the other nonprofits, like Riders Alliance, Transportation Alternatives, Open Plans, and all of these other nonprofits. And again, taxpayers. The taxpayers at the end of the day deserve value for the dollar. Okay, the MTA, we have 472 subway stations. And the sad part is people are frustrated with the MTA. Why is that? People are disgusted with it. But most other countries love the MTA because of the, stations that we have.
I do want to also mention, going back to what you're saying, it's not fair for the ridership to believe that they have someone who's advocating for them and someone that they think that they're trusting that is actually doing this kind of dirty work behind the scenes and not doing anything for them. So, again, we need to stand up. This is why we're here. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep making sure that everyday riders are heard, are represented, get their place at the table, which they don't have anywhere else. And it's a real damn shame. So I'm calling on you, Attorney General, please do the right thing and act.